The last time you saw me, I was living in a fairy tale, caught up in a bubble of castles, bookshops, and romance. As with all fairy tales though, this one had to end, and I returned with a bump to reality. I love the feeling of coming back to a familiar home after time away, but this time I was greeted not with serene comfort, but a bug infestation. Before I left, I had noticed that the roots of my plants had become weak, and when I returned, the whole windowsill was crawling with thousands upon thousands of flies. Tiny creatures, but with big appetites. The soil of my plants was so infested and the roots so weak that I had to make a sad decision to let them go. And so life goes. Sometimes we work hard to grow things, investing our time and energy into projects, only to feel like we lost in the end. Thank goodness our worth is not based on the outcome of what we do. The process of creating, having what we create fail or fade, then starting all over again is the nature of growth. Some projects will last the tests of time, and others serve the purpose of providing space for learning. As the phoenix out of fire and beauty out of ashes, the old will give the spark for the new. The dragonfly is a creature close to my heart. Home on water and in the air, its iridescent wings shine different colours depending on its environment. In ancient stories, it symbolises adaptability, transformation, wisdom, and new beginnings. I read recently a story that told of a conversation between J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. Tolkien had woken one morning to find that a dear tree outside his bedroom window had been chopped down. Living in the midst of war, he feared that this was an omen for his own life and creative work, that all his progress up until that point in writing the now renowned Lord of the Rings would all be wasted and lost if he were to die. C.S. Lewis responded wisely, reminding Tolkien that even if he never completed the Lord of the Rings, it would still be worthwhile as he would have fulfilled God's call to create. In short, our life's work is not about the outcome but the journey. The tangible blooms that we celebrate, as beautiful as they are not eternal. While I don't suggest that our bodies and environments are unimportant, I've found that the things of eternal worth tend to be found on the inside, our devotion, creativity, and tenacity. So we needn't fear when what we achieve fades away and we drift onto the other side of our earthly prime of life. The true treasures are still with us, held safe in our spirits, to take with us whatever our next journey may be, and to share with those we meet along the way. By looking back on old memories with joy and curiosity, rather than either unhealthy comparison or regret, I've been finding it much easier to move on with my present life. I want to be, like the scriptures say, an owner of a house who brings out of their storeroom new treasures as well as old. The house being a metaphor for my soul, and the treasures a metaphor for lessons learnt and ways of being. The world that we live in honours the new, and novelty is of course a wonderful thing, but there is so much beauty and wisdom to be found in the past that I wonder sometimes if we're missing something in the rush of technology and advancement. Sometimes it's the old that inspires the new after all, and the new could never come if it wasn't for the foundations laid by our ancestors. Anyway, I'm aware this week has been a bit of a philosophical ramble, so I'm not completely certain if I've translated my thoughts sensibly into words, but if you've ever felt a similar way or have any personal insight into this, do tap the like button and let me know in the comments down below. Finally, if you're new here, you're most welcome to subscribe and hit the bell icon for future content. Until next time, it was lovely to have you here.